Alright, so I figured I would go over some upcoming projects and events. First is I went and I bought a trail camera. Why, you may ask? None of my videos have ever done anything with nature or the wilderness or anything else other than the video, I don't know if it'll be before or after this, of some wildlife out in South Dakota. But anyway, I was watching some videos on YouTube, came up as a suggested video, because that's how you get around YouTube, right? You follow the suggested video. And a guy down in Florida by the name of Tim Harrell, I'm not quite sure how you say his name, has a couple of these Browning trail cameras and gets really, really cool animal shots with them. Well, I had a Bass Pro Shop gift card that was kind of sitting around. I hadn't found anything that I wanted to do with it. I gave up hunting. I didn't give it up, but I just don't have time to hunt. I do enjoy hunting. But I gave that up several years ago, and I figured, well, since we're always seeing deer tracks in the yard, and raccoon tracks and everything else, might be pretty interesting to see what we can capture in the yard. Now, we do live in the country, so obviously, you know, having wildlife in the yard is certainly not a shocker. We hear coyotes from time to time. I know we've got one three-legged raccoon that I've almost hit in the driveway coming home at night. Got a couple skunks. You know, miscellaneous wildlife that you would expect to see. So anyway, I'm going to set this trail camera up. I think I'm going to set it up around the pond. If you haven't seen in the video, we do have a pond. Has an island on it. Currently there is a pair of Canadian geese nesting on it. The female is currently sitting on the nest. So yeah, we're going to try it out. Pretty nifty little doodad. I didn't realize how small they were. Last time I had even looked at one of these, it was, you know, they're twice that size. Next project, and I have no earthly idea if a video will have said this before, but one of the projects that we're going to do, I've actually wanted to do this for quite a while, never had the opportunity to. Got the 318 out, tried it from the Project 318 from that video series. I think the last post was like a month ago now. Actually got it out mowing, mowed great, but one problem, the fly ball spacer on the Governor is bad. About 20 minutes into mowing, the RPMs will increase. I will try to capture that on video. Obviously, it's a little bit of a challenge because you don't know when the tractor's going to do it, but basically that fly ball spacer will start spinning on that cam gear. So this is the timing cover gasket. I have everything else we need, and we're going to pull the engine out of that 318 and replace the fly ball spacer. Part number HE1030810. I actually I wrote a technical article. For those of you that don't know, I am a member of mytractorforum.com. If you want to go there, I actually wrote a technical article on this many years ago when I first got into 318s. But you know, if you want to go read that, what I'm about to do, but this is all I needed. I have the rest of the parts. I have the fly ball spacer, stuff like that. Then on top of that, I'll take you for a tour around the shop here for all of my projects. On top of that, we're going to, other day I cranked up the 214, and fuel was pouring out of the fuel pump there in the front. So the seal is bad on the fuel pump, so I have ordered a new fuel pump. So I got to replace the fuel pump on the 214 so I can put it into service, because I remember on the 318 video I had mentioned that I was going to let a friend borrow it for his kids to mow grass. Well, obviously the 318's down right now. It's easier to replace a fuel pump than it is to pull the engine out of the 318. So they're going to borrow the 214 for a little while and then take the 318 once I get it back up and running. Right now, I assume a tiller video is probably going to be posted before or after this. I have not used the 7-iron deck at all this year. It's still clean from the end of fall of 2017. So that's I haven't even put the drive shaft on it yet. And so that's a project that that's not a project. It's not a project at all. We'll eventually get the X748 mowing. Right now it's got the tiller on it. There'll be a tiller video before or after this. We actually have quite a bit of tiller work to do. This 110, I've actually been running and driving it. You can see it's leaking oil or gas pretty badly. So it's actually not a bad machine. Both my wife and I have driven it around quite a bit, and we really like it. So there's the 318 in the back. There's my old junky Model 80 cart. I've never really said much about that. Picked it up for 50 bucks on Craigslist. It works really well for us, and I don't feel bad modifying it to hold it. That little PVC thing holds tools. But there's the 318. We'll get the 318 fixed and everything. And then, let's see here. Next project, loving the 455. I think I have put almost 14 hours on it in the last 2 weeks. So really liking it. It's a really good substitute for the X748 while the X748 is set up with the tiller. You can see I'm actually doing this video at the same time I just did the tiller video. I don't know which one will be first, but there's where I tilled around the corner there. In the coming weeks, I don't know how much of a video I will get of this, and sorry about the dark. It's just we're losing light here. So for those of you who have not seen, we do have a flagpole. Hopefully you can see it. It's kind of hidden behind the trees there. It's in that flower bed right there. One of the things that's really bugged me since we moved into this house almost 2 years ago now is the fact that the flag did not have lights on it, and the flag obviously should have, an American flag should obviously have lights on it. So we're going to take some of the project budget for the summer, and I have rented a Bobcat E35 mini excavator with an 18-inch tooth bucket. We are going to run an electrical line from the corner of the shop here. Right here, there's where the electrical comes out. We're going to run an electrical line over to the flagpole. 18 inches deep, that's National Electrical Code, 18 inches deep, but I do know there's some pretty big boulders between here and there. We're also going to take a bunch of stumps out from trees that I've taken down. We're going to take a couple trees out. I actually rented the E35 for an entire week, so I'm going to take most of a week off and do a number of projects around the house. So hopefully this is not too dark. In addition to running that electrical cord or electrical line to the flagpole, we are going to run it back to the concrete pad back there. I don't know, some of you have seen it on our video. It's an old barn pad for cattle. But in the next 24 months or so, hopefully sooner rather than later, we're going to put, right now the design is to put a 42 by 60 kind of cold storage building on there. Sorry, you're losing your autofocus because of the darkness. But so I'll focus on the X748 here. So anyway, that's what we're going to do there. I don't know when that building's going to come, but it'll come at some point. Basically, it'll be for all of the junk that's sitting on that concrete pad, plus some other stuff. Probably put the 820 in there since I don't work on it very often, since it's a long-term project. But yeah, we'll run those, take those stumps out that I mentioned. So I should have several videos with that E35. You get to laugh at me while I try to operate an excavator. I've rented several excavators in the past. When we lived at our old place, when we first moved in, I had to take out a concrete pad, so I actually rented another E35 with a hydraulic jackhammer on it. Worked really well. Then run an E50 before, so I've got some experience with mini excavators, but you can laugh at me as I try to operate it, get used to operating it again. But hey, I can spend up to 40 hours in it. So anyway, that's project updates. Let me get everything cleaned up since it's, oh gosh, I guess it's after 9 o'clock now. I've got to go to work tomorrow. So yeah, that's it for now. And I'll keep you updated on projects. Should be back to regular videos here in about a week or so. And you should have enough entertainment value, something to laugh at, provide you entertainment, complain about my yawning or my smacking my lips. I think that seems to be the general trend recently. So anyway, thanks for watching.